Hey there gamers, DreamcastGuy here. Today we're talking about Xbox because they just published a very long article about the future of gaming and also the future of Microsoft, and it's very defensive. It's very angry because we know for a fact that by their own statements over at Microsoft, over at Xbox, that they're very all in on AI. They've actually said multiple times now that they want AI to make their games. Instead of having developers, instead of having new ideas, instead of having bold new takes or cool new directions, they want AI to just generate stuff. They've even said they actually want AI to remake their old games. So if you want to play like, I don't know, a new version of Halo 1 or something like Mech Warrior or something like that, they can take that and sort of like AI port them. Everybody has basically said this isn't how it works. Essentially, AI is already so expensive just from raw power use, from just general infrastructure, that at this point, you might as well pay people to make the game because at least it'll be unique and original. But the whole point of today's video is that they just published a statement saying that they're mad that people keep calling it AI slop. You know, just so much of the internet now is weird, crappy, weird, fake-looking garbage. That's the future of Microsoft. That's the future of Xbox. And they're basically saying, we're super mad. Stop calling it slop. Even though it's worthless slop, don't call it slop. Let's talk. Hi, hope you're having a great day. And if you could, please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, let me just put my point out there. If someday AI is good, if someday AI actually makes stuff that feels original, even if it manages to be lower cost, lower usage of power and stuff, I still feel like I'll always be against AI simply because I love the human spirit. I'm literally covered in book quotes. I'm just worked at a bookstore for 10 years and stuff like that. And I always think about the fact that, honestly, the best games were made with tiny budgets by passionate people. Think about old Spyro the Dragon. Think about all the quirky, crazy weirdness. All the indie revolution. Think about Expedition 33 or Slay the Spire or Celeste or a trillion other cool games. Limbo. There's just so many games that are cool, unique, great, and not necessarily a $300 million budget. They don't make them cheap by just generating slop. They make it cheap by passion, by focus, by having the end in mind. So let me take a look at the quote here, right? Microsoft CEO says people should stop calling it AI slop. We need to get beyond these arguments of slop versus sophistication and develop a new equilibrium that accounts for humans being equipped with new cognitive amplifier tools so we relate to each other. This is such cope. Now, this is obvious. Microsoft has straight up said that at this point, they're pretty much just abandoning the Xbox brand. That at this point, the reason they get so many price increases, the fact that they're not releasing games and stuff like that, is they're fully all in on only AI. And we're going to talk about their AI games stuff specifically. Apparently, the next Halo game is not made by people at all. We're going to get to that in a second. But a lot of people instantly in the comments are like, this is weird. Like, this is Microsoft. This is Call of Duty. The new Call of Duty filled completely with AI art, and that's because Microsoft is now essentially an AI company. Look at this. Replacing human artists always will be, and always has been, slop. To me, when I get a bunch of big words to make myself sound more sophisticated, we used to beat people for saying stuff like that. Look at this. How does this word work for you? Everybody's just making fun of it because some people I feel like are still trying to defend that, someday AI will be great. Someday AI will make great stuff. I guess even in the best case scenario, even if we say someday AI will be able to adapt and evolve and make sequels to games, I guess I still don't actually care. I would rather play, review, and beat a bad game that's interesting. I think I like raw, weird concepts. Recently, I did a big video about freaking Metroid Prime 4, and I've got a ton of problems with Metroid Prime 4. The fact that Samus is silent, the weird, giant, empty void in the middle of the map, just a lot of the collect-a-thon-ness of it. I think that in a lot of ways, Metroid Prime 4 is a pretty bad Metroid. But I'll take that 7 days out of the week over even a scrap of the AI art. Because you know why? They made it the best they could. It has cool graphics, it's got weird ideas, and it's got problems that at least are interesting. I almost like to pick apart bad stuff more than good stuff because it's interesting to see those flaws have those human fingerprints. I do not like the AI slop. Even if it looks better, it sucks because it lacks that authenticity. Seems like some instant goodwill karma, which Microsoft needs right now, would be to say F it. Handcrafted games by gamers and for gamers, but they're too invested in Copilot for that to happen. So right now, Microsoft is very much pushing, and a bunch of YouTubers, tech YouTubers are hating this. Copilot is being shoved into everything else. Microsoft Word, Microsoft everything. Right now, if you do anything, it's even in the gaming space, essentially Copilot tries to, hey, do you want me to make this email for you? Hey, do you want me to tell you how to beat this boss? Hey, do you want to summarize the page you're looking at? Why can't I just read it? Why do I need an AI looking over my shoulder to approve my content? And the reason people are talking about it is because Halo Studios is reportedly going all in on generative AI. Now, there's different versions of AI. There's algorithmic AI. There's different styles of AI that are doing very advanced science. There is some medical advancements, like protein folding has finally been solved in a lot of ways because of AI. Generative AI, though, is specifically we're taking something and just trying to jump it, right? We're going to take all the pictures of Mickey Mouse and make a new Mickey Mouse cartoon. That sucks and doesn't make sense. But hey, it's generated by AI. Xbox Studios is hiring ML experts, which is machine learning experts, for Gears and Forza as well. Ugh. I'll be honest, I heard about this, but I did not know they're also doing it for Gears of War and Forza. I am obsessed specifically with Gears of War. I will say there are no bad Gears of War games. Even if you don't like Gears of War Judgment, I still think Judgment has some pretty cool stuff about it. This is absolute worst case scenario. And I'm not just against AI because of how much it's killing PC gaming, right? Even just now, actually, just this morning, they're actually canceling orders because PC prices are about to double. It's toxic. Console prices, because they're very similar parts, very likely console are also about to skyrocket. I made a video about that yesterday, right? This thing, though, this to me, I'm just mad about this is the conclusion they think we've reached, right? Instead of making stuff original, instead of making stuff that's fun, instead of making stuff that's unique, instead of making stuff that actually challenges you, that makes you think, that makes you reflect, they want everything to be derivative. That's my whole thing, right? This to me is one of the most important games of all time. Final Fantasy, the original Final Fantasy, right? You know, there's a lot of better Final Fantasies. Final Fantasy 7, 6, 9, 10. There's a bunch of great Final Fantasies. But this really started it all. Essentially making a digital tabletop RPG pretty much before anybody else had really done. There was a couple things there. Like, I think Dragon Quest technically beat them to market by a bit, but I still think that Final Fantasy is so interesting. And it's called Final Fantasy because this was their last chance to get their game studio to work. If this bombed, Hironobu Sakaguchi, the whole team, were going to go back to college and basically become accountants. That game is important. AI could never have that desperation, that craving for approval, that raw ingenuity in a million years. They can copy Final Fantasy, they can make things derivative of Final Fantasy, but they cannot make Final Fantasy. Look at this. Bad Xbox news. Well, at least it can't get any worse. It get worse. Bad Xbox news. The life of an Xbox fan. I guess I'm annoyed about this because we're getting to this point now where companies are just trying to shove it down our throat and saying, oh, just deal with it. Yeah, it's slop. You guys want art. You guys want good games. You want to buy real stuff. Just take the slop, piggy. Just take the slop. Almost every single campaign and in-game calling card in Black Ops 7 is AI-generated grok garbage. It's just so insane. Whether you think AI is bad or not doesn't even matter. You paid money for this. The customer pays $70. They don't deserve slop. Using AI for products is cheap, and it looks cheap, and it shows a lack of care or even a modicum of respect. I know I've really been hitting the drum lately about this anti-AI stuff, and it's just really the fact that I hate that it's really invading this space. you can have problems with gaming. I think we all have our big problems because we definitely had the rise of macrotransactions, the normalizations of giant day one patches, or even day one DLC, games that basically launch very purposely incomplete. And that stuff is a very bad problem. But more and more, I'm kind of concerned about the fact that AI may end up being the real antithesis to gaming. It's the opposite of this art. It's the opposite of life. And in a lot of ways, it honestly scares me. Not just because of the rising price tags, but because it's games that are made for gamers, but not for gamers. And in a lot of ways, I don't even think it's for anybody. But these have been some off-the-cuff thoughts. How do you feel about this? Honestly, if I sounded extra frustrated in this video, it's because honestly I am. Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you could, please give this video a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. And please keep dreaming. And, eat up the little slop. Can I show this? Here, you know what? I have a picture saved. This picture was on Twitter, and it got deleted by Twitter because they said it's offensive to Twitter. I'm just saying. I'm just silently saying it. Maybe I shouldn't put this in the video. I think it is considered aggressive.
Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.